you know?
Right.
So is that a good way to start?
I don't know. I'm not going to publish that.
What?
Everyone, Mel's back.
Hi, everyone. You're not going to put that in there?
No, I'm not going to put that in there, Mel.
Oh.
To save both of our careers.
Oh, well, you see, now that we've hinted, I think you're going to have to.
That's the mystery. Now people are like, oh, what did they say? What terrible thing could they have been discussing? See, that's how we start a video. That's how you start a video. With a tease.
The other part, in some other video.
Yeah, well, I'll put it on Patreon at the $200 a month level.
Yes, I like that.
The secret keepers level.
You're very enterprising. I like that.
Yes. Anything to make a buck.
Hey,
you have to be in this business. Like,
yes.
You have to manage all these little streams of income, or you're just not gonna make it.
I know,
because there's no one big payoff making demo videos. Like,
no. Well,
it's
like
crazy.
Making bucks on the side, like mowing lawns or
right.
The paper. That kind of stuff is hard to do anymore.
Yeah.
People.
I can only sell so much plasma. It's like I ran out of my own. I started selling other people's, and I'm gonna get caught eventually.
Exactly. I've been clipping coupons, and they're worth like 1,000th of a cent.
Yeah.
But you stick at it, and you get a stack.
Yeah, you get a stack of them. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, anyways, if Mel came over like a year ago. After we did a video at NAMM, he was like, well, let me come over and show you more stuff. And I was like, of course. And so last year, he showed off his Clamshack guitar. And now he's got Clamshack Deluxes that have even more switches and knobs.
Yes, for the true sophisticate out there. Which way
right.
goes out?
And also, these start out as just being bonkers guitars because they have 2 bridges. Which is like... It's wild, but it's also like highly functional and like an incredible feeling vibrato experience. He has a Mozart style bridge here as the actual bridge of the guitar. And then it's a V-blade?
It's a Vega trim.
And but V-blade is one of their models. I have it.
Okay.
I have one on my V that's across on the wall.
Oh yeah, they're great because they've got a knife edge to them.
Yeah,
that's so. We'll go through all.
But technically, this is a full Strat trim right here. So it's double bridged, and this operates as like an offset trim, like you would find on a Jazzmaster, but it's a Strat trim
so
instead of an offset trim. Yeah, like you can make the strings go slack. Like totally slack. Oh, and they're still back on the saddles. I thought it flopped off for a moment. Like, oh, great. And then, of course, he's got his off-kilter... he's got his off-kiltertron pickups in here, which I've been using in my Jazzmaster behind Mel here. Take a duck, Mel. There it is. I use that in demos all the time.
Can I get up now?
Yeah, you can get up now. But they're a pickup that has 3 different coils in it, basically.
Yes.
Giving you 3 different single coil tones and 3 different humbucker tones. And they all sound great.
Well, thank you.
I've been loving the pickup in my Jazzmaster. It's become a staple on the channel as a demo guitar just because it's so versatile. But he puts 2 in each of these, and then you've got a blade rail in the middle position.
And that which is called a barbell.
A barbell.
Because everything has to have
a clever name. Yeah.
Like wash and dry, for instance.
And then also, like, let's just like say other wild stuff that's going on here. He makes layered pick guards. It looks like tortoise from there, but up close, you can see that there's perloid sandwiched underneath the tortoise. Mel is a mad scientist. Well, everything he does is a little different.
Vintage tortoiseshell is amazing and has depth to it.
Yeah.
Modern tortoiseshell is frequently just printed.
Yeah.
And as a connoisseur of tortoiseshell, or should I just say mentally unhinged, I really wanted to have depth. And so I found a source for celluloid, and it's thin tortoiseshell celluloid, and I lay it over perloid and epoxy it on. And then what happens is, because of the pearl, the light can reflect from underneath it and gives it a depth.
It on camera right here is probably tough to tell, but in person, it definitely has this pop to it. Like
And,
the
and I do
depth.
different colors. So this one is more orangey, and then the other one is that you're holding is more yellowy.
Right. I forget. Mike Adams, Pusheen, as he's known on the internet, he classifies them as like different tort flavors, as like meatball versus something else. I forget
Parmesan?
meatball versus parmesan. But like there's meatball colored guards, and then I forget what the other one is.
It's true. Yeah, there are different ones. I just, it's another thing that it
This
just
one's got almost like a 70s, early 80s wood panel sort of
yes.
like color to
Yeah,
it.
I call this one light. The other one's medium. I do make a dark and also a very tomatoey red one.
Maybe it was like a tomato. Like there's meatball or tomato or something
Okay.
like that. That's
Or tomato.
tomato. It's ringing a bell. Make sure you don't slip off the screen, Mel. Really.
I just, I get excited. I want to go.
So anyways, what we have here now that we've been flapping our gums for so long, I'm the worst at doing intros. Like, is sit and talk for 5 minutes instead of getting into it. And then Mel makes it worse.
Better. I make it better.
We've got the deluxe model now.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier to see all the switches on your base 6 here. So
Yes.
you want to tell us everything that you've got crammed into these guys?
So I will start with pointing out that the standard Clamshack has a volume, a tone, and a single rotary that controls the voice of both off-kiltertrons. I had people come and say, well, what if I want to control them differently?
Right.
So now you need 2 rotaries. Well, where do the 2 rotaries go? It seemed to make the most sense to put them here. But then where do you put tone?
You throw it in the trash.
You throw it in the trash. No, but then I'm like, staring at my Jazz Master and going, wait a second, I can use rollers. So this is treble, that's bass. Then this switch, again, on the tone, on the standard ones, there's a pop-up that turns the neck pickup on.
Right.
This now has a rocker to do it. So neck pickup on, neck pickup off, so you can get the neck and bridge together.
Gotcha.
You can get all
Because
three.
you got to be able to do everything.
To me, this is silly. I mean, I know people love the Strats for the Strat as it is. I really want to have the neck and bridge together for more of a surfy, jazz mastery, je ne sais quoi. I'm very French today. I should have had a croissant. So then, I figured while I'm at it and I've got all these things, the next thing I realized is that for me personally, I really like just using one to control both. But then how do you have 2 and if you want to use 1? So then I of course go and think, there must be a switch. So there is. This is a 4-pole dual throw switch. And when it's down, this pickup goes to here.
Uh-huh.
When it's up, both of them are going here.
Wild.
So that, and what that does is, again, it means in the up position, I can just use one to control it. Down, use them both. The other thing you can
But
do...
it gives you a secondary setting. Like
Yeah,
you keep
so
the other
for
one
instance,
dialed in.
let's say you've got yourself on your bridge and you have like a rhythm setting and then you want to have a hot lead setting. So now we start playing this, and when it's time to go, boom, now you've just jumped yourself.
Yeah.
Because that would have involved 3 twists. Now it's just one.
Why would you want to do 3 twists when you could do 1 flick? You kidding me? Like,
Inconceivable.
Think of the calories you're saving.
Oh, and the adenine triphosphates, just spectacular. There was the Krebs cycle. Did you ever have to learn the Krebs cycle of like how
Man, I
cells
went to
make
art
energy?
college. I'm a graphic designer. We got a Top Gun flying over right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We got a jet flying over.
'cause-
But we don't need to take a break for that. Whatever.
No, jets are.
I actually did a graphic in a video recently. It was like I waited and did a jet flying over. So maybe I'll do that right now.
I know that'd be. You've got the greatest like little like the 2 Princeton.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes me back.
We'll do 2 Princetons today when we turn these on and plug them in.
Good, excellent. So there are 2 more switches here. because again, once I had all this taken up, I mean, why not just go full on?
Right, right.
So this...
Well, you still had free real estate underneath the pit guard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this one is a phase switch.
It's free real estate.
But,
sorry. We're impossible to make videos with together because it's just chuckle fest.
We buy houses. No, 2% fees. Your house is garbage. We will buy it. We will turn it into a meth clinic, and it'll be great. Is that where you were going?
No, there's a comedy bit where a guy is like, it's free real estate, and it's a whole TV commercial trying to get one guy to come claim his free real estate.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole thing.
That went beyond me. You kids these days.
Kids these days. It's like a 10-year-old thing now.
Okay, well, still, kids.
Yeah.
Children.
Okay, what are the other two switches?
Right, so this one is a phase switch for the bridge pickup so you can get the neck and bridge out of phase.
Okay.
And this is series parallel. So
both of them?
Yeah, so you can put
series parallel
bridge in series with the neck.
Gotcha. So it's not series parallel for...
Within the pickup.
Okay, because that would be... You could... let's be honest. With the potential of the off-kiltertrons, you could have a bank of 20 switches across the guitar to give you all sorts of stupid, silly things.
It would have to be like those old Italian the accordion buttons.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing would have to be covered in acetate with sparkles or fake wood grain.
Right. It'd be like a Vox Phantom, but it's the pickguard is all switches.
Yeah,
Oops,
exactly.
all switches.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing they're attached to. They're just connected. So one of the things that turns out being cool though is being in series, because we have two switches, you can also for instance, put a jangle neck in series with a whatever I have this on, mangle bridge. So you can go, and then even crazier is when you'll try this later, but series out of phase on this thing is unbelievable.
There's no way we're going to be able to get through all the settings once we turn on the amps.
No.
It's going to be... This could be a 4-hour-long video if we went through all of this.
Dude.
But, that's...
You just need to talk fast. You're not from New York. I'm from New York. I can talk fast and say, hey, look, this is the way it's going to be. We're going to go through this. We're going to go through it quickly, and this is all going to be fine.
I already, rush through things. I do demos of things that have a ton of features. Mm-hmm. And I'm just okay, here's the thing. And it still takes me an hour to get through these things. And we've got a regular scale here, and we've got a bass 6 scale here.
Yes, this is the deep 6.
And it's absolutely beautiful.
So
look at this.
This
thing.
is a standard Clamshack Deluxe body with basically a conversion style neck.
Basically.
So it's a 30-inch scale, but unlike most 30-inch scale like a bass 6, this one with the Vega trim you can actually dive bomb.
Yeah. I've got a bass 6.
Did I put that in front of your face? Is this...
I've got a bass 6 back there, a Fender one, and the trim on it is super subtle.
Yeah.
That's not subtle at all.
No,
it's like Floyd Rosey.
Would you expect me to do anything subtly? Do I look like I do anything subtly?
No, nothing.
No.
Never once, ever.
I've never been accused of being subtle.
Right. All right, let's plug them in and start making sounds.
Yeah, let's do that. I hear sound. Excellent.
2 Princetons are on. Oh, by the way, we're running through the 2 Princetons rig.
So do we do this at time?
We're hearing it right now. So that's enough of that.
How often do you get to do the sprinkler?
Every day.
Okay.
So you hold this one and
Yes.
you can guide me through the controls, and the audience will be able to see the switches better as I'm holding this one because the contrast.
Yeah, for starters, we'll put you in the bridge and jangle and we'll put those down.
And I'm not going to do the full explanation of the off-kiltertrons. Go watch our video from last year if you want to see all the diagrams and graphs that I made and stuff to explain exactly what's going on here. But you've watched the channel before, right? You've seen me mess with the Jazz Master. You know that there's 6 different sounds in each one of these pickups.
I think I came at NAMM where I had to keep explaining this over and over again. Asymmetric split tapped humbucker.
Right. asymmetric split tapped humbucker.
Yeah. Now that just sort of brushes the surface.
You're getting off the screen again. Be careful. I don't want you to. There's a snake pit over there, and I don't want you to fall into it. You know. Okay, here we go. The Clamshack Base 6. I already played this thing at NAMM. And
Yes.
It's amazing and beautiful.
I mean, that just brings a tear to your eye. But wait, there's more.
You know what? I'll just play something. You just like.
Oh, I'll futz. Yeah, that's a
you
good
just
idea.
futz with it.
Okay, so now he's using the bridge pickup alone in the, that's Tangle. That's the one you like, the Filtertronic one. And then, now I'm going to add the neck pickup. Now here they're both in the same setting, but you can hear a little glassier sounding because you can blend the different voices together. Sometimes like this, sometimes like that, you know, you get your choices. So, we've got that. I'm gonna now turn the neck on. Oh, actually, you know what? Out of phase. You hear it gets honky. And then, now that's series. And we can, again, like I said, play around with these things while it's in series. Like, so that's, this is all the neck on Crush, the bridge on Jangle. And now we're gonna go the opposite. So now it's bridge on Crush and the necks on Jangle. So that's all pretty. And then I'm going to put them back to there. And now that you're in series, I'm going to put it out of phase.
It's a build-a-guitar.
Yeah.
Or like it can do it.
Look, where it really becomes useful is if you're recording something and you want to be able to use a single instrument to record a bunch of different tones. Like with this, you can lay down your bass line, you can lay down your rhythm section. Yeah, because, you know, we can go and we'll put you in the neck. Oh. So I've just rolled off the tone. So now you're in that more like bass. But it's nice because it's got a long neck, but it's got 6 strings.
It feels really, really nice too,
Well,
by the
thank
way.
you.
Like the neck shape is very comfortable. It has that kind of like full but flat on the back sort of thing going on.
I started with the profile of my Jazzmaster. And then kind of worked it from there. And I think part of it's also that I really don't entirely know what I'm doing with regards to making these things.
And you've
so
got
it kind of works.
a nice bit of figuring in the neck.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Like the whole thing is just stunning.
Well, thank you.
Like it captures your eye from any distance. It's a beautiful guitar. Way too many settings on it, but it's like, yeah, like I'm not saying that as a negative.
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
like,
Well, the thing
oh
is,
my gosh.
So you could also use this simply like a regular one. You turn your
of course.
tone all up, and then you put that in your top position. Now it's going to operate like a standard Clamshack with that control in both of them.
Let's see if I can remember how to do it.
G.
Have you heard what the Surfer Jets do with that song?
No, is it good?
So they go from that to
Nice.
but they go into like this Jolene medley
Nice.
with
Yeah, you just
Ghost
kinda-
Riders. It's fun. I'm wearing this shirt, so I might as well tell the story,
Yeah,
right?
no, they're a great band. They're a lot of
They
fun
are.
and nice folks too. So
Yeah, they're wonderful.
it's funny. I remember years ago that they had played at the Surf Guitar Convention, and for whatever reason, I'd had a box of cookies because my wife makes sure I have what she calls emergency snackies everywhere. So I had my emergency snackies, and I saw they were at the next table, and so I offered them, hey, you know, guess what? And they were like, no, Shermie will. She'll want cookies. And yes, she grabbed a couple of cookies. It was pretty exciting.
I love.
It was like meeting one of your heroes.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love following like their social media journeys and stuff like that, because so like sure me will find some like vintage malt shop in the middle of nowhere, and they
Yeah.
all have to go there to do like a photo op or something like that.
But it's like, do you know what Roadside America, the website is? It's got all of like the weird stuff around the country, like the motel that's teepees or the biggest ball of twine and
All the kitsch.
all of it.
All the
And-
country's kitsch.
Yes, and so when you're driving across anywhere and you just pull that map up and it's got pinpoints of all the weird things. So we've done all of this, the ones wherever we go, and like, oh, somebody's got a full metal 10-foot high Gumby in their yard in Norco, and a pokey on the other side. Also, again, you just, why not? Maybe someday we'll get to be on there too. I feel
like we now we talk over that, but in like hushed.
Bela Lugosi's
Yeah.
dead. Bela Lugosi's dead. I'm dead. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be a trip to edit.
Hey, he's not, no, there's no editing. This is just what you're gonna see.
Let's check out the dive bomb on this thing now, and then I'll start throwing on some effects or whatever, and we'll get futzy with it again.
You gotta make sure you
Here, let's-
miss that though. Here.
We need fuzz.
All right, now play that.
Oh, it went up.
Ah, yeah!
It goes so low it'll flop off the saddle.
Yeah!
I love that.
You know, it's funny because a couple of like the heavy metal guys at NAMM were pretty dumbfounded by this. There you go.
Yeah, you gotta build one of these inside like an EMG kit.
Cover, yeah.
And they'll be all about
And
it.
then just make it black and
Yeah.
pointier.
You know what's weird is in my journeys going to different guitar shops and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that and filming, I'll sometimes pick up like a metal guitar and then run it through a spring reverb patch or something like that. And I found that like these high gain like metal voice pickups often have a fun kind of twangy character to them.
Yeah,
like
if you play them differently.
yeah, they're actually somewhat surf appropriate.
They can be. I mean, it just goes to show it's not just the guitar, it's not just the amp,
Right.
it's the cables.
It's absolutely the cables, especially the patch cables.
Yes.
Patch cables make all
the
the
shorter
difference.
the cable, the more important it is that it be made by leprechauns who have, a confidence issue.
Well, every
So
cable every cable has the same amount of gold in it.
Yes.
But when you get the shorter ones, it's more
concentrated.
compressed. It's concentrated. Absolutely. Yeah, that's science.
Science.
That's you can't argue with that.
There's no
That's why
arguing.
patch cables cost so much. Is because it's the same amount of gold.
I mean,
It's
and there are only so many leprechauns that are out there who know
Right.
how to solder. So
yeah.
they're not easy to teach.
And it's a hard industry to be in because you have to keep relocating to the end of the rainbow, and like it's this whole mobile rig to make cables. Like it gets expensive.
You got to figure. I mean, they do that out of love for us.
Yeah. Well,
For
no,
all of us.
it is unpaid labor. They are being exploited.
Yes.
We should all feel bad.
No. I eat Lucky Charms. I don't care.
Screw leprechauns.
But I will not. I also, I will have some feeling of sympathy for the leprechauns when I'm eating corned beef and cabbage, which is a surprisingly tasty combination. Do you need to take this all in?
I love it when you're here, Mel.
Well, I've joked about it before that I don't get out much, but I truly don't get out much. And so it's kind of exciting to come and also get to say, look at all the fun things
right.
I've made. Look at it.
Well, I'm in the same boat. Like I'm here alone in this garage by myself every single day, and it's
Are you lonesome tonight? There you go. It's a pretty mean double picking on that too.
oh yeah, it's so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
to like guitar pick these heavy bass strings.
Oh yeah. interesting thing was with this, there were a couple of complications that come from such heavy strings.
Of course.
So, for instance, I normally on the regular Clamshacks use locking tuners. Locking tuners actually will just simply cut right through those wraps and destroy a string. So here on this one, instead, I'm using the classical standard non-locking tuners, but it works. I mean, the locking tuners aren't really necessary on any of them as far as staying in tune, but it's this one I couldn't. The other thing that was fun, though, is to get these two strings through, I actually had to drill out the base, the block of it. You can kind of see it in there.
Oh, yeah.
He sees it. It looks amazing.
It's amazing. He did it. He really did it.
I pivot.
No, yeah, because these strings, these are big old fat bass 6 strings.
Yeah, it was funny when I showed the guys at Vegatron at NAMM, and they're like, no. How did you know?
I just love, like, all the inventive stuff that you do, and then now you have a booth at NAMM, and you're repurposing all this hardware that you get from all these manufacturers, and they're seeing it, and they're like, that was not the intended purpose of what you're doing. How did you do that?
Well, you know, it's
Why
funny.
are you doing that?
I first met the Vegatron guys at NAMM in like 2020, like right before, you know, the end of the old times. And I tried a Strat with it, and I'm like, this trem is absolutely amazing, but I can't play Strats. But then, once I figured out to be able to do something like this, it changed everything. Yeah. Everything
Changed.
So, and they are great guys. Isaac Vega, really interesting ideas, really smart guy, and they're all very nice, which is a good thing, because sometimes people who do a lot of good things, you know, sometimes they have issues and they're like, ooh.
There's eccentrics. There's eccentrics in this industry. Sometimes the eccentrics don't come across as nice, but what I've found is that this industry is like chock full of incredible people.
Yes.
And even when they are eccentrics and they come off kind of off-putting, I love them for that. Like there's a couple people in the industry where we're like, I think a lot of people probably don't get this person, but man, I love how different and weird they are, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, industries with characters are more colorful. I mean, I don't know other industries where you're likely to find, like, coworkers drunk in a drainage ditch.
Well, and no, that sounds like an insurance convention.
That's true.
That's probably way more common outside our industry.
That's true, because they don't know how to hold their liquor.
Right. Okay. they've never been on tour with some band that has like 20 fans across the country.
So, all right. So this quickly run down. This has the same controls.
Yeah.
It's a deluxe controls.
Well, I just wanted to play this one because it's a standard guitar with flat wounds on it.
Yes. So I put flat wounds on this, and this one also has the hotter version of Off Kiltertron. So essentially, this is normally a bridge pickup, and then I found a way to make one even stupider hotter.
How hot are we talking here?
Well, let's see. So like a normal, like a Strat pickup is 5 to 6K. Mosrite Dynasonics, 10, maybe 13.
A lot of my audience isn't going to understand numbers like that.
Okay.
I want you to rate it in hotness versus like classically hot male actors.
Classically hot. Well, I mean, you know,
is this like Jeff Goldblum hot, or is this like Brad Pitt hot, or somewhere in between?
You know, I think it's more like a Jimmy Durante.
Jimmy Durante, all right.
With a mix of Buster Keaton and Bob Hope.
Okay. But when they're like young Bob Hope. Yeah.
And Ernest Borgnine and Don Knotts.
Wow. That's
a convention.
A unique flavor of hot.
That's hot. It's like, Mamma Mia, that's one spicy meatball.
Editing Ryan just had to put so many pictures up on the screen.
You know, I realized that I, have a tendency to just blurt out things that I remember from my youth. of like ads and different
Right, right.
and realizing, wait, now at my age, most people don't know what was already odd and obscure when I was a kid.
Yeah. Because that's levels of humor where it's like you don't know how much of that was you being ironic and being silly and how much of that is sincere.
Yeah.
And you have to be at least like 30 years older to understand that.
Yeah, and so, there is a level. I'm kind of hoping that some of you will go, Jimmy Durante, I'm going to look him up and see. And then you will be open and your eyes will be
I know him
open.
as the guy who is a clock at the Delmar County Fairgrounds. Because they have a big mural of him.
Oh, nice.
And he's holding up a cowboy hat, and the hat is the clock.
Oh, nice.
And he's holding a guitar, and it's like...
That's so cool.
Yeah.
There's out in the desert, there were a lot of streets and things named after famous celebrities. There's Bob Hope, there's Frank Sinatra, Dinah Shore. There's a Gene Autry trail, and the exciting thing is there is a bronze statue of Gene Autry playing guitar at one of the main corners on the street at outside like Lowe's and Staples, and it's the kind of place where you're like, what really honors Gene Autry more than a statue at outside
Lowe's.
of Lowe's?
Yeah, and from the garden center,
That's what I mean. Look,
you see her there, and then they've got all the grills out for sale.
I mean, when you think about, someday we're going to be gone. How do you want to be remembered?
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty great way to be remembered.
Hey, I'd take it.
You've already got a version of you.
Producer Brian over here, who's been just unblinking staring at us this entire time.
He looks bored.
It's not boredom as much as it is eternal torment.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's kind of like, am I getting it? It's like, less of a sneer.
Well, I'll
you do it better. Yeah.
The key to it is to look up a little bit because his head is tilted back, but then he's also like looking up to the heavens a little bit.
True, but it isn't like doing full like eyes rolling in the back.
No.
That would be scary.
But he does look like he's mid deep sigh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like oi Gewalt.
Yeah.
What am I doing here?
Well, I have a weird theory that my soul is trapped inside of him, but I haven't gotten to that place in my life yet. And I'm aging forwards right now. And then when I leave my body, I'm going to enter the mannequin and age backwards to the moment where the mannequin is created, and then I will die. So it's haunted. I think it's haunted by me, and I'm somehow a backwards time traveling ghost.
But I think you wouldn't just die. You would transmogrify into like the spirit that would whisper into people's ears at Guitar Center and be like, "Don't buy this, buy that one."
It's going to be a Freaky Friday situation.
Yes, I'll go with that. Freaky Friday, definitely. Which one of you is Jamie Lee Curtis?
The thing is that when our souls swap, because of the timeline of me going forwards in time and him going backwards, I won't actually know when we've swapped because we will be at the same point and we'll swap.
Wow.
And I won't actually be aware of the swap, but his soul will be inside mine and mine will be inside of his. I hope this all makes sense.
Yeah,
this is why you guys came to this video, right?
Did you come here expecting things about guitar, or did you come here expecting to see two men who don't get out very much doing...
So far, we've been recording for 50 minutes. We've recorded this guitar while talking over it. We've talked about my soul aging backwards in time while being trapped inside of the mannequin.
That we didn't show at the beginning.
He qualified young Don Knotts as being hot.
Hey, did you see the Ghost in Mr. Chicken? Have you seen Mr. Limpet in the Navy?
Oh, Mr. Limpet, like he's a hot piece of meat in that movie.
I'm telling you. You know what? It's an angle because he's like comes across innocent. Oh golly, and then you just he's suave with the ladies.
With the right PR guy back then, Don Knotts could have been the Pedro Pascal of the time.
True. Pedro Pascal. He would have been the
kind of goofy, kind of funny, kind of silly, but also approachably attractive.
But what about the Mandalorian? How would he have the one bullet?
Oh, I'd love to see Don Knotts as the Mandalorian. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's Baby Yoda.
Just like, oh yeah, Baby Yoda's got the Force. Just a double take. But he's got the mask on, the double taking a nap.
I'm telling you, man. We should take this to the Don Knotts Impersonator Society.
Oh my gosh, Don.
Because there has to be one.
Wars. Holy hell.
Think of the possibilities.
All right, let's play this guitar in this guitar video.
Going back to this, so this one is a deluxe. It's got hotter pickups than the normal set. It's about 30, winds up being about 30% hotter. Now, whether that's something that like with an amp and the amps and you don't really get the sense of the volume isn't twice as loud. It's just got more je ne sais quoi. I don't know.
That's certain, I don't know what.
Exactly. That doesn't come across sounding so well, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's a certain I don't know what versus je ne sais quoi.
So I don't understand the controls. You do. You dial me in right now and tell me where we're at, and then I'll start playing some stuff.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is you are on independent switching. I'm going to put you, let's see, put you in the tangle setting on both of them. And do you want bridge alone or do you want neck and bridge?
Let's just start with bridge alone.
Okay, so bridge alone, start rocking. Now that's already pretty, I guess okay.
And I've got the Source Audio True Spring on for some reverb. And the left side of the 50-50 for some dirt.
Doy. All right, so now it's tangle. That was jangle. You hear it's got some beef to it.
Yeah, beef. Now give me the chicken setting.
This would be the closest to the chicken setting.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I thought you were going into the chicken dance for a second.
No.
I was going to be impressed.
I wish I had that in my pocket to pull out right now. Are you kidding? I'm just going off a meat joke here. Is there pork or lamb? What about fish?
It's a vindaloo.
Is there seafood on here?
Yeah. So now you're in twangle, and now I'm going to put you in wrangle. So this is the hottest of the single coil settings. So you can hear it drives more.
Yeah. I love this trim. I love the way this feels.
The Vega trim's remarkable.
You came up, but it's just not the Vega trim. It's using it as an offset behind a bridge trim. It's just.
Now, I do also want to point out, remember,
so
that the saddles, you can use the saddles on the Vega trim to adjust the angle of the strings going over the bridge. And you can, so individual strings, you can also bring them forward or back so that there's some level of compensation when you
can intonate behind the bridge, guys.
Basically.
Like you could dial that in and tune it up if you want to do, if you're a behind the bridge strummer.
Boom.
You could like, it's.
And I would point
wild.
out, you're hearing that without there being a mic underneath, a pickup underneath that.
When you hear the chime, turn the page.
All right, so now you're on wrangle, which is the hot single coil setting. All right, now we're going to go to tangle. This is the Filtertronic setting. Little spanky.
Yeah.
All right, now we're on mangle. This is the sort of Gibson-y setting.
I should probably be, let's start that again without stuff on it. Actually, without the reverb.
Okay.
Let's roll it all the way back because it'll be more useful.
I liked it.
More focused. But I want people to be able to hear the variation of this pickup without us being too silly, a little bit silly. But let's go through it quickly so people can hear that jump.
Yes. Okay. So we're starting on jangle, bridge pickup, and this is the hot version of the bridge pickup.
And I'll keep it on rumble. We'll stay on rumble.
Wrangle. Tangle. Mangle.
I almost forgot.
Crush.
Now let's do it clean. And I'll just go through that real quick so we can just, make sure we hear the differences.
All right. That's jangle.
That's the first single coil
Yeah,
setting?
first single coil
Okay.
setting. All right, this is tangle, the twangle, the middle single coil. Wrangle, the hot single coil. Tangle, this is the Filtertronic setting. Mangle, the Gibsony setting. And crush.
That one really showed off the sound differences. Now you guys get it, right? I just want to make sure that this isn't all nonsense. I love the nonsense. I know you guys love the nonsense. People ask, they're like, more Mel videos. When are we going to get more Mel videos?
Well, I will point out, if people need more Mel, that I have made my own demo videos. And what you will see when I make demo videos of my things is that I don't hire anybody who knows how to play guitar or to produce a video or to do anything like that. It's a stream of consciousness of me attempting to play things while describing the pickups. And if you want to go, they're out there under Alameda Guitars. But
I'll put a link to his YouTube channel down below. Go subscribe, guys.
yeah, subscribe. I've got other things, but it's not as cool as this with you.
It takes time to build a channel.
Yeah.
It takes time to build an audience and subscriber base. It's hard. It's really hard to start on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, it's super hard and it's super discouraging. But you're getting good views on your stuff already.
It's out there, and I love just the random people who come across a video like 10 years later after you've done it, and like, I think that you should have done it like this. A little late, pal. That was 12 years ago.
So, years and years, forever ago, way before all of this, I had my first YouTube account, and some friends and I went like rock wall climbing just to be silly, just to be funny, because none of us are rock climbers. We're like, we've got a Saturday, let's go to a rock climbing gym and like see what we can do. And someone filmed me climbing the rock wall and then coming down, and like, we had a laugh or whatever, and I posted it to YouTube so I could share it. And every now and then that video still gets comments, and it's all like rock climbing people who are like, well, you should do this different, blah, 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 blah. Like, listen, I haven't been back. It's been like 17 years. I haven't climbed a thing since. So thank you for the advice. Thank you for the criticism, which is weirdly aggressive. How did you find this video?
Well, okay, it is similar to that. I forget if I mentioned this. You know Meshuggah Beach Party, my band?
Yes.
It's the Jewish surf music act.
Amazing.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
There is a heavy metal band called Meshuggah,
I know.
and that they're from Sweden. And a couple of times their fans have come across our videos and been deeply, deeply, deeply troubled about the new direction the band is taking. I would love...
Because it does feel like something like Rammstein would do for a music video or something like that. Like, completely change direction and be like...
Look, we're all wearing black suits and beards and black hats. I mean, it could be a thing. But I would love someday, Meshuggah, if you're out there and you want to have Meshuggah Beach Party
Tour.
open for you on tour.
Yes.
So
that would be amazing.
We don't even need a kosher kitchen. We'll take care of that.
And on the website that you and I have frequented for years and years, Surf Guitar 101.
Yes.
There has been a long-standing thread on there that's titled something like, "Oh, so you used to be a metal guy?"
Yeah.
Because like there's so many surf guitarists that came over from the dark side.
Yeah, well,
and now they're on the drippy side
because of the fast picking.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like, exotic scales mixed with minor pentatonic, and we've traded, metal zones for spring reverb,
Yeah, and we have to pay more for haircuts. They have to pay more for hairspray.
Yeah, they spend more on makeup than we do. Yeah.
So I could see you with the Kiss star.
Yeah, just a big star on my eye.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. If in another life I could do like a full like Nordic metal thing. I could be another Ola England and just like,
I am very serious.
Yeah, just chug my whole life. Let's see if we can chug this.
Yeah, let's see, because it's got enough gain. You should be able to.
I need the baritone.
Oh
I need
yeah.
the bass 6. Here we go.
All right. Wait. Oh, sorry. I think we know our new career should this ever fall through. We're
Yeah.
going to be
Was that
death metal comedy act. Ryan Wash and Dry.
Ryan and Wash and Dry Mel.
Oh man. So yeah, the basically you've got
Basically. That's something I do to Steve all the time, because he's a bass player, and anytime he says basically, I just look at the camera. Basically, because bass is in the word. It's funny to me.
It's funny, you know.
It's funny to me.
The one is so I was at a gig and I said, you know, something struck me, and then the other guitar player just whacked me on top of the head, and I'm like, that was funny, but
Please don't.
yeah, I mean, I had a whole line, I had a whole riff set up, you know. And now it's...
But that makes it funnier, is that you had something that you were going to say, and then he hit you, and then it was just over, like, well, that's gone.
Well, you know, I think there are times, so, you know, one of the best things with Sugar Beach parties, you get to tell dumb jokes, and you have the rim shot behind you, right? So, you know, guy goes to the doctor says, "You're crazy, I want a second opinion, okay, you're ugly too." Ba-doom, shh. Once or twice, Stu would miss the cue, and it would be like, I went to the doctor and the doctor said I'm crazy. Boom, shh. Like, that's even better.
Right.
I think that it's the misplaced
Yeah, totally.
rim shot. It should be a pedal.
No, he could even tighten that up a little bit more. But I went to the doctor.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
So actually, it makes me think with you know, as a rim shot pedal, I had an idea for a pedal, and I want to run this by you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's when you press it, it makes the sounds of fingers on a chalkboard. And it's called the teacher's pest. Just... But the question is, should it be sampled that it goes tones, or is it just the sound? Folks, do you have opinions?
You need to talk to Rick Wilkinson about that.
I did.
You did already. And there's another...
And he still talks to me.
There's another pedal brand that you could do a collaboration with that, and they're called Summer School Electronics. All their stuff is school themed, because he's a teacher.
All right.
That would be a perfect collab.
Yeah.
Is a chalkboard, but also like a rim shot pedal, because Rick has that sampling tech in his summer reverb.
the crash.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
All right.
There's something there. There's something there. Yeah.
Well,
I shouldn't publish this video now so that someone doesn't steal that idea.
But it would be like the thing of like if you had a pedal that just did.
What it should be is you should paint a guitar with chalkboard paint, and then put a piezo on the finish. So you're just like,
oh man.
like just thinking about it just like gives me.
Why not do the fretboard in chalkboard paint?
Oh God!
So you just like every bend.
Like, I hate that sound. Like
it's a horrible sound.
Like,
but kids,
I can feel it in my fingers just thinking about it.
But think about it, like if someone you're 20, they may never have even had chalkboards. Like chalkboard dust, I'm sure that plays a role in our mentalities.
Oh,
the clapping the erasers.
No, I was one of the kids that the teacher would be like, "Oh, go clean the erasers." I'd be out in front of the class like thump 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 thump, like making a cloud of chalk dust and breathing it in.
Yeah.
As a 7-year-old at public elementary school.
Those were the days. They taught us how to be rough and be ready for the world. None of this like being, I'm sensitive and no. You're gonna eat. You're gonna breathe chalk, and then we're going to go out and play kickball on asphalt. Am I right?
My kids go to the public school that I went to.
Oh, really?
I still live in the same town that
Wow.
they still play kickball and asphalt. But if I found out that they were making my kids clean erasers, and I haven't thought about this for 30 years or whatever, I would be pissed as a parent.
Really?
I'd be like, no, you're not going to have my kids cleaning erasers, breathing in chalk dust. Like, my kids are coming home and coughing up like sticks of chalk. Like,
Yeah.
it's reforming in their lungs. Like, why? I know that was just part of the technology of that. It's messed up.
But you know, they also
It's messed up.
they could have played dodgeball with the erasers, because then you get poof and it would
Yeah.
kind of 3D.
But like, might as well make the kids lick the dry erase board clean. Like, what? There's got to be a better way. Every class had chalkboards.
Yes.
They should have had a machine you put it in, and it sucks the chalk air and
Or it could be
puts it
like
up.
a mister, like they use, you know, and you just get it that way.
Or it blows the chalk dust into a pipe, which goes into like a vat of bubbling water and cleans the air or something.
And
like
out
that.
the other side comes the White Cliffs of Dover.
Right. And then you take all that white chalky water and you just pour it down the drain.
Yeah.
For the sewer gators.
Well, it's for the sewer gators, and you know, chalk is got it's calcium carbonate. I forget what it is.
Something like that.
Something like that. So you know, it'll get absorbed in the ocean.
It's made out of seashells, right?
I think
it's gotta be
diatomaceous sand. That doesn't mean.
Should we be looking for a way to end this video now? Listen. The whole purpose of this video is so that you can know that this stuff exists. Like, this is not your standard demo video where I'm giving you the cleanest examples of the sounds. Like, you're here to have fun with your buddy Mel and Ryan, and I hope we accomplished that.
Yes.
I hope we made you curious about these. You can go watch older videos from a year ago where I think we did spend more time playing with them.
Yeah.
And also, you can hear these pickups all the time in my Jazzmaster back there. I love it. I completely vouch for it as a pickup system. We'll do this in another video, but you make them in all sorts of other configurations.
Yes, I make them in P90 size, Jazzmaster size. I can do regular humbucker size, Filtertron size. Basically,
Pretty much anything.
I can't put it in a Strat cover because it's too narrow. I'm pretty sure it would fit under a Rickenbacker cover, like the high gain one that's open on top.
Can you do mini buckers?
Maybe. I think no. Well, it will fit.
It'll fit. Yeah.
The issue is most of those have metal
covers.
Yeah, and I don't have the. Plastic's easier for me to deal with.
Or it could just be open coil.
Open coil. That's wrong.
Have you done an open coil?
Well, yes.
Okay.
But that was when I was first trying to figure things out.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that one was something else.
Very prototypey, huh?
Yeah, well, you'll see some I brought along pickups we'll do in another video.
Yeah, we're gonna do another guitar video.
Yes.
Because he's got a full hollow that we're gonna explore and some prototypey stuff around that. And then we're gonna do a video that's just his pile of wild creations.
It's so much fun coming here because I get to show someone, like my poor wife and daughter who have to hear go, yeah. Look, it's got this many Henrys in it. And they're like, Henry's a jerk. But not your son Henry.
No, not my son Henry.
Just the other Henrys.
Yeah,
Henry.
As an electronic concept. Henry.
Yes. So, which is a measure of inductance. It's not my favorite. I think I told you about the Sverdrup. That is a great unit of measurement. Sverdrup.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yes, unit of water flowing between ocean basins, which comes up a lot.
Yeah, no, I use that in conversation all the time.
You just drop it in. Oh, how when the next time a cop pulls you over, do you know how fast you're going? 3 Sverdrups.
Well, do you want nautical miles?
Yeah, exactly. How many knots was I going? You see, we can't end this.
I know. All right, bye everybody. Stay grounded.
Do you have like an actual time length on these? Like if it just kept going and going, would people watch?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I make all my videos somewhere in between like half an hour to a full hour.
Mhm.